At the heart of the spiritual guidance training program is the sacred process of story. Story is kind of fundamental to all of our lives. We all have our own stories, our stories of all parts of our lives. Um, but the most important piece of that is to notice when the divine is unfolding within that story,
Mm.
and how the divine works throughout our whole story, our whole existence, our whole lives. Huh? Um, and one of the other pieces of it, we see that happening through the universe story. That the evolutionary story of that universe, of the world in which we live in, and all the different developing faith traditions, and our own stories, our own personal stories, all in light of what's happening in the world today, all gives us of the ability to look at ourselves and wonder how we might do that with
Mm.
spiritual seekers, people who come and sit with us. And underlying all that, or underpinning all that, might be the whole fact that God's unconditional love for us, or the divine's unconditional love for us, not only for ourselves, but God's presence in all of creation, in all of the world, and everything around us. So those stories assist us in learning about ourselves and all that kind of thing, and the sacred connections we make with one another, the relationships we develop. And there's a quote by the theologian John Hott who says, "Evolution occurs because God is more interested in adventure than in pursuing the status quo."
Mm.
I think that's a really great quote to describe kind of what happens at the program, within this universe story and within the whole program. Um, that transition and change and transformation occurs if we're open to it. And God's more interested in that adventure than
Mm.
for us to stay the same, it seems to me. So the universe story, evolutionary consciousness, however you want to name it, um, is the awakening of awakening to God's adventure in our lives, I think. And
Mm.
then if we know that about ourselves, I think that's the way we might want to be with other folks as they come to sit with us.